this is our last episode for this series. I guess we're going to call it. This is going to be for summer of 2023.
Yes.
You guys made it this far, but there's going to be one difference in this episode. We do not have the Italian snorter with us.
Maron!
We're going to have to imitate her for this episode. As most of you know, if not all of you know, Elise has ditched this podcast. I'm just kidding. She would still join if she could. We all know that. However, she is now working in Comac School District, so she won't be on the podcast any longer. However, you are still stuck with myself and Kevin.
Sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Most of you are probably wondering if that would inhibit us from, I guess, moving forward from the podcast. However, it is Elise's wish that we continue it. So with that said, here we are, trying to be as funny. I don't know if we'll succeed. You will have to let us know about that. And hopefully we'll, keep continuing with this because it is something that we do enjoy. And, yeah.
Or cue the sad music. I will remember. No, we're not doing that. I'm kidding.
We did do that for her slideshow that we put together.
Yes, we did.
We put some sad music. I even put a visual of someone crying before we got into the more upbeat music. So we try to mess with her a little bit, always messing with her, even throughout our days currently. But yeah, so we are moving forward with the podcast. And what that means is that Kevin and I are just going to steer it in a direction that we feel will benefit all of you. We do feel like this is a type of PD that is worthy of everyone listening to. You will gain a lot of learning experiences. Our vision moving forward is to include as many people as possible. So it's not just the two of us going back and forth about our day-to-day, because eventually you'll get tired of hearing that.
Yeah, that might get really boring real quick.
Talking about smartboards and Google and green screens and all that stuff.
Oh my.
But we do want to hear from all of you. So hopefully going forward, starting in September, we will be doing building visits, department visits, and our goal is to really get everyone to know what each other are doing.
And in typical podcast recording fashion, we have a tuba or something, some instrument being played in the hallway.
Currently.
10 minutes to 2 in the afternoon while we're recording this on the absolute last day of high school instruction. How?
How and why, I'm not sure, but here we are. It's better than the bell going off a million times.
I'm sure that'll happen soon.
That might happen. We have about 15 or so minutes before that happens.
But to your point, this is going to be a road show now. Is the vision? It's one of the visions is to make it a road show.
Yes, definitely. And so, with that said, if any of you that are listening are interested in joining our podcast, just let us know, and we'll come for a visit. Maybe
Absolutely.
Get some students involved too.
Yeah, definitely.
That's, I think, what's going to make it fun.
Absolutely.
All right. So, we also envisioned this episode to really encompass what are we doing in as far as wrapping up for the school year. So I know we had an episode, I think last year, about what we're doing for the summertime, but even before summer starts, there's a lot that goes on.
Right.
One of the things that has been thrown around in the IT department is called the Chromebook Shuffle. The great Chromebook Shuffle.
It's almost like a Charlie Brown episode.
Yes, and we don't have the video footage today as, I'm just not, I don't think anyone would want to see what I look like today. We're kind of in a Friday mode here, you know. So
we're surrounded by Chromebooks, though, if that
yes.
helps to paint the picture. And when Victoria says the whole great Chromebook Shuffle, we're in the process of getting 12th grade Chromebooks back. We're in the process of decommissioning some other Chromebooks that are no longer serviceable in the district. We're in the process of obtaining brand new Chromebooks in the district that are touchscreen functionality. There's a lot going on Chromebook related in the last month or so, and it's still up until we're about to go into the second week, or in the second week of June, and extending into the third week, and this will continue throughout the summer as well. But this is the beginning stages of it, so it's been pretty hectic. We're literally surrounded by Chromebooks in every room that we occupy in the high school, so it's quite a task. But as usual, the department manages and figures out a way to get it all done.
This is quite the process. I'm now looking, so I'm in the room where I normally work, but I'm surrounded by really a divider, so I do not really see all of the time what is going on in the other 3/4 of the room. But as I look around now, this is pretty wild to see the amount of Chromebooks, and I know people are coming in and out all day long. However, I think we're just going to have to take like a 360 video real quick for them, and piece it together in here, because if you see this, it'll really speak to what we're talking about. Yeah. So now next year, what is it going to look like? I know there were, as we talked about, that shuffle for the Chromebooks.
Right.
Elementary, I know there were some Chromebook changes for grades, maybe 3? Or
3,
5?
4, 5. Off the top of my head, I'm terrible.
It's all good. It's all good. I can't ask him these things on the spot. I threw him off. Guys, I threw him off.
Damn.
But I know 7th grade. Something about 7th grade?
So there was the whole thing is for the purposing of future testing, to enhance the students for testing abilities, is the touchscreen Chromebooks, is us getting touchscreen Chromebooks. Obviously, on our end, it's a little more frantic and hectic, because now this is like another part they can break. But touchscreen wise, yeah, that it's I think it'll help throughout the district once we obviously get in a good replacement cycle, and the goal obviously is to get everybody a touchscreen Chromebook. But I think the goal right now is to just get it in the hands of students who are going to be doing this testing when we put it in place. So that's why, off the top of my dome right now, I don't know. I think the plan was to have it in the hands of the students going into those grades.
For the testing grades.
For the testing grades.
Sure.
Yeah, again, there's tons of emails, there's tons of meetings and discussions, and it's the second week of June, and there's been a whole school year, and my brain is fried.
I think we're all at that point. But it's funny, because time they listen to this, it's going to be summer, and they're going to be midway refreshed. No pun intended, or maybe pun intended, I don't know. So that's a little bit of what's going on the IT end. Is there anything else that I'm missing besides everything with Chromebooks?
I mean, it just happened to work out that there's like a small little smartboard deployment going on, but that's more isolated to certain buildings, and that's with special ed boards in certain classrooms. So, add that into the mix, and on top of your normal end of the year maintenance and cleanup of buildings and wrapping up computers, which we've talked about before. And then I'm trying to think what else throughout the summer. There's a lot of things going on. I think the Chromebooks is a big thing, and then there'll be certain parts of the district getting some new computer updates, things like that. I think the big other push that I know of, at least, that's on the horizon, whether it's going to be here for September, but I know that we're testing it, is Windows 11.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's exciting. It looks, for the most part, the same thing. Right. It just has a cleaner look. It almost has like a Mac look to it, where it's a very aesthetically pleasing thing, but it's very familiar to what everybody is used to seeing. So it's got the little start menu still. It's, just looks nice.
There you go.
It's all refreshed.
It's all refreshed.
It's refreshed.
There you go.
Again.
See, and you came up with this title, I'm pretty sure, of the podcast.
I think we all kind of...
We kind of pitched in, but I think you had I don't know. I know
Listen,
you
it was
did
all
the
of us.
F5. You did
It was all of us. I always say that. It was all of us.
It was all of
It was some random text message.
How about this? That's the hardest part, is like coming up with names for things. So like even for the summer courses that I'm doing for this summer, just I have the descriptions in my mind. I know what I want to do, and then it's like, how do you come up with like a catchy title, sort of thing? It's kind of like even teaching a lesson. Like, how am I just grabbing their attention so that the kids are gonna listen to me? So.
Well, it's a good segue.
Yeah.
What do you got going on this summer?
What do we have going on this summer? That's another thing.
Yes.
So, because this is something that we love to do with the podcast, we are going to have on August 1st a class that we're teaching together. It'll be 2 hours of pure podcasting. And we're going to actually plan for that next week. And hopefully we'll see some of your faces out there.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to start off a little bit of like the background of how podcasting got started, which I didn't know started in like the early 2000s. Did not know that. I thought that was like a recent thing, but apparently this has been going on. And then really focusing on how are you going to infuse it into your curriculum. Like, what kinds of projects can you use it with? What does it look like? Management-wise, curriculum-wise, topics-wise, all of that. What IT will you need? I cannot answer that question. That's why Kevin is going to do that segment of the class. But we're going to have a lot of fun with it. We'll bring some snacks.
Snackies.
Yeah, get some snackies in there. And we'll have a lot of fun. So that's one of the summer course offerings. There's another one that will be going on called, yeah, you would think I would remember the names of the titles. I think Ready, Set, Record, something like that. Nice. And that'll focus on green screens and editing of videos. So similar to podcasting, where we're going to talk about how to infuse your curriculum projects for that, but every building will have a green screen, and currently actually does have a green screen moving forward. So secondary and elementary all have green screens with your library and media specialists. So if that's something you are interested in, you can go and talk to them and arrange for you to use it.
You could be a meteorologist.
Yes, you can. We actually took some pictures with the middle school kids at Career Day.
Yes.
And it's so funny because they couldn't really see where they were pointing to. So some of them were like pointing off the screen on the green screen, and they can't really see what it is, but they had a lot of fun with it. So yeah, so we have those offerings. There's also going to be a book creator offering happening. So how to, generate some ebooks with your class. Yes. And it goes even beyond that, but just a little taste of that.
Very cool.
And some asynchronous offerings. So if you can't come in person, or if you're tired of seeing me from the school year, you could just deal with me online at your own pace and still learn at the same time. Kevin's shaking his head at me. This is the negative part of not having the video, so they can't, don't get to see our facial expressions.
That's all right.
But my hair's not looking too good today, so.
And honestly, the Chromebooks, and it's a mess in here.
It's a mess, yeah. It's a mess. So you're better off not seeing us, but. All right. I think that's all we have. That's
it. And a partridge, in the words of someone who used to be here. And a partridge in a pear tree.
There you go. We will see you guys later. Enjoy the summer.
Enjoy.